What's going on, guys? Tyler here from Unbox Techie, and today I am so excited to be on my very first review.
What's going on, guys? Tyler here, and this is not my very first review. This is a video about this very first review right here. So today we are talking all about these pink lights that are right behind me here, and we're well over a year now later after that video where I actually reviewed the lights. So I want to show you how they've held up over the past year or so, and really how they're still working for me today. So it's all going to be coming up in this video. Like I said, guys, my name is Tyler, and today we are reviewing these lights right back here. We're going to see how they've held up over the past year or so, and if they're still worth the purchase today. So before we jump into it, I do just want to say that all of the links to these lights here, as well as all of my equipment setup here, are going to be down below in the description. So be sure and check out these lights, click on that link, see what kind of price you can get for them. Honestly, they've been great lights, and we'll jump more into that, but I do also want to invite you to smash that nice red looking subscribe button, join the Unbox Techie Nation family, and just join us. Be alerted of all future videos coming from me if you'd like by tapping that nice little bell notification as well. Alright guys, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so like you saw at the start, I made a video about these lights roughly a year ago, reviewing them, going over all of the different aspects of them, how to use them, how to kind of, put them up, how to install them, and I actually have two videos all about them. So these are the two videos right here. Be sure and check them out. They're on my channel right now, so if you're interested in watching them, be sure and check those out. And yeah, guys, these lights have really surprisingly held up really well. So I have them installed here back on my desk there, and as you can see, they're just set up right along the edges, or right along like kind of the trim of where the desk meets the wall. And so what I did is actually pulled my desk out a little bit and put the lights, just installed them with even packing tape. That worked really well for me, just to hold them up, and they've been working really well for me. Now this is actually surprisingly the third room I've had them in. I had them in this room initially and then had to move some things around, so I ended up moving them over to another room, and now they're back in here. So I've actually moved them 3 different times, and that means taping them up or mounting them and then pulling them down and then putting them back up and then pulling them back down and mounting them again, and surprisingly they're holding up really well. Now there is one disclaimer. I do have a short somewhere in them, like right around there somewhere. I do have a little bit of a short, but what I do is I just kind of hold it against the table and then put a little piece of tape over it, and it works perfectly. So they are very sensitive, I've noticed. You do have to handle them with care, and to be completely honest, I haven't been very careful with them. I've been very rugged with them, so it's not really a surprise that there's a little short in them. But so far, it's really, they are still, holding up really nicely. And the important part is, especially about these lights, is how they're glowing. Are they still glowing after the 1.5 years? Now, I haven't been using them extensively, like a ton, but lately I have been using them much more than before, and they're still holding up really nicely. I have a clean glow all the way around the desk, all the way around the legs, everything like that. There's no real lights that are kind of like dim or going out or anything like that I can see. There seem to be, really still glowing vibrantly, like right when I bought them, which is super cool. A few people commented and said they had a little bit of an issue with the lights, whether they weren't working or something was off on them or anything like that. Mine worked absolutely perfect right out of the box, and so many buyers have had the same experience. They're just working perfect right out of the box, and that's how it should be. So if you're having any kind of issue, just go ahead and return it, exchange it for another pair or something like that, so you can make sure and get these working ones. Alright guys, so I'm actually going to insert some pictures right here, and this is kind of how I was able to install them right against my desk. Now, granted, I'm not like any kind of DIY expert or anything like that. Nothing fancy here. It literally is just packing tape, and that's kind of how I put them up. But they are working really well. And just one tip I wanted to tell you is that I noticed that, I don't know why this was really confusing and difficult for me to figure out, but I finally figured it out. And that is how to get that kind of glow effect around the desk. You have to actually pull the object that you're mounting the lights to off the wall a little bit. So obviously you have your desk here, you have your lights mounted right here, and then you have the wall. The further away they are, the more the glow you're going to get on the wall. The closer they are, the closer and more contracted the light beam is going to be at the wall. So if they're obviously right next to each other, you're not going to have really any glow. It's just going to be like one light strip against the wall, and you're barely going to even see it. So you want to pull that away a little bit and give it that option to kind of glow and broaden the spread of the light off of the actual LED strip. So how would I rate these, and is it worth the purchase still today? As far as the durability, LED strips in general tend to be very, fragile and sensitive, meaning you just have to be very careful with them in general, especially when you're touching directly on the lights or directly on the actual board that the lights are mounted or soldered to. There's a lot of different things, you have to be careful. You can't twist them too much. You got to be careful, bending them around things and stuff. So with that in mind, granted, the whole market of LEDs is very fragile. I think that these have held up better than I would have expected. I've had LEDs, in my car and things like that are very easily to short out and just kind of give out, and some of the LEDs break and stuff like that. So overall, surprisingly, given that this market is just fragile for LED lights, surprisingly, they've been very durable. With that being said, be careful with the lights. They're not like just anything you can just tug on them and pull on them and twist them or anything like that. Like I just said, this is given that the market of LED lights is very fragile. These are in the more durable end, in my experience. And now let's talk about my experience with how the glow is here a year and a half or so later after making the initial unboxing video. The glow is actually surprisingly still really good. They're still very bright. I can turn them way down. They still dim nicely. There's no real spots that are like dark or that have gone out or can't shine as bright, as least that I can tell. And if you look at the whole layout of the actual desk here, it looks very nice. There's really no areas where it's just like, super dark or anything like that. So they're holding up and glowing really well. So are they worth the purchase today? Well, I think the price has really stayed pretty much the same. I mean, relative to itself, it hasn't fluctuated much. So yeah, I would buy them again, definitely. If you get a bad set, just send them back or get them exchanged. That's what I would do. And then honestly, if they're taken care of and in, a safe environment, they're not like outside or something like that, or they're not getting hit by like rain or wind or, any of the many things that could damage them, and you take care of them and you don't move them a lot, I think honestly they'll hold up pretty well for you. Well, that about wraps it up for me, guys. Be sure and check out the links down below in the description. See how much you can get these LED lights right here for by clicking that link down below. And just if you're interested, I mean, I know it is super awesome to be a part of the family, but if you're interested in technology or anything like that, be sure and smash that nice red looking subscribe button. Join the Unbox Techie fam, the Unbox Techie Nation. I would really appreciate it. And if you learned something on today's video, hit that nice thumbs up button. That would help me and help boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video.